So welcome to our Alchemy and another Friday morning,
Yeah, it's
5 at 9.
week. I can't believe it's August already.
I know, I know. So Ruth and I really enjoy our Fridays because we have a little chat. And this week we decided that we'd do an update on Art Hub because, as a lot of you will know, we do run a community, an art community, and there's some really exciting things. So do stay to the end because this is why we're doing this episode. Make sure you catch what is what we're doing next in Art Hub because we're very excited about it. Um, Meanwhile, we'd go back to the beginning and say where it started. So for those of you that don't know, Ruth and I met on a art business course, and it was an online course, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a few years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we're in different parts of the country. I'm just going to check actually, are we live?
We are live.
We
Yeah.
are live, that's great. So, yeah, we're in different parts of the country, and Ruth has been in more than one part of the country, quite distant,
Yeah.
really, one
Yeah.
from the other.
Yeah, so when we first met, I was up in Scotland, wasn't I? And I was still working a full-time job in IT and doing my art on the side. So I feel like I feel like we've both come a long way since then, haven't we? From when we first met, because we did a business course because I think we were both wanting to know more about the business side of art, weren't we? And how to promote ourselves, and all of those things like social media. But we connected quite quickly, didn't we? Because we found that we had quite a lot in common on
Did. I
certain
think
things.
a lot of our values were
Yeah,
in common. So the reason why we paint, and it's really important because when you actually know why you paint, and a lot of the course was really surprising, wasn't it? Because it was all about business. However, it went really deep into the why. And
yeah,
I don't know about you, but what happened with me was my art changed
yeah.
because I was in touch with so many other artists. So, and it's probably why we feel quite strongly about community as well.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of focus, I think, a lot more focus and clarity on what I was doing and why I was doing it, and then like how to express that in terms of that horrible word marketing. But it's just about people finding your art and connecting with it, really, isn't it? Put quite simply.
Mm.
Yes, that was how we met. But in terms of Art Hub, that started sort of last year, didn't it? Sort of this time last year, we were starting to put
Mm.
our ideas together.
In
Um,
fact, actually, I think we launched this time last year. So this is really ironic because we didn't plan this, but didn't we take founders in August?
I thought it was September.
Oh, I don't know. I thought we did the founders and started proper September. We'll have to look back.
Maybe we'll
We've
have to
definitely
say.
got August in August videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It does.
Oh,
I mean, it's like, it's just amazing, really.
it is, it is. But I think for me as well, like if I rewind back before then, in terms of starting an artist community, it started for me really on. Like I remember when I was at school, I used to bring in like art materials for other kids to use. And I'd even set them homework. So like for me, it started like when can you imagine, can't you? Me, like the bossy one in the playground. Bossy in a nice way. So for me, it started really early on in terms of like wanting to like have a community and like knowing the power of art and things like that. But I think an interesting thing that's happened in recent years is the change in technology in terms of being able to like build a community online
Mm.
outside of social media. So I
Oh.
also think that was quite a big thing that was been happening the last couple of years as well, hasn't it? Where you can build your own communities and it doesn't have to be on social media.
No, so we've got our separate an app, and you can go in there, and it is different from
Yeah.
being within your Facebook groups and that. And we do have a Facebook group. It's because it's about reaching more people, really, the Facebook group, and making it accessible, and also providing some community which is at different levels. So you've got your free level, and then
Yeah,
you've got the level where you can come in and you have one-to-one with, well, not one-to-one, group sort of access to us.
yeah.
Um,
And it's a private
Sometimes,
space, so like people can feel comfortable sharing their art because it's quite a vulnerable thing to do, isn't it? Especially
mm, mm,
in terms of what we're doing in Art Hub, it's about people developing their artwork, developing their voice, finding
a
their authenticity,
personal
which is very
sort of,
personal, isn't it?
it is,
So I
it
think
is,
the fact that it's private, like that's an important thing, isn't it? And we're in
it
like
is.
this trusted community.
And the other thing that brings Ruth and I together is the well-being side of things. So there's also, yeah, we go reasonably. It's like about mindful art, about intuitive art. So it can feel quite vulnerable,
Mm,
but also as you actually move forward with that sort of art, you also build resilience. So it's great in many ways. Um, but I think that's why it's nice to have a different space for it.
yeah, yeah,
So,
definitely. And I suppose the important thing is with Art Hub is when we're talking about our values, that everything we've talked about. So recently we've kind of refined that, haven't we, in terms of what we want to do in
mm.
Art Hub. So it's
And
about
that's what we're
the
wanting to share, isn't it, really?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about that mindfulness in terms of creating art, isn't it? And like tapping into your
Mm.
intuition and honoring your own voice.
Yeah.
Um, and then
Yes.
yeah.
So what we've got like certain values, and then we also have pillars. So the pillars are the things that we teach, and so that you've got something to hold on to in your own creative process, finding your own creative process. But our values, our underlying values, are what we've been sort of thinking about. And we have like three underlying values that we're thinking are very important to both of us. And that is being mindful in our art, and that side of it where it's great if you can do it in a mindful way, then you also get the positives that you would get with meditation or other um, when you say mindful, it's like the being aware and just living the moment, really, isn't
Being
it? It's
present. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I think really helps reduce your anxiety and
Mm,
stress and just helps your health overall, doesn't it?
it does. And then another one of our values is the being connected. So we're saying it's mindful connected art. So when we're talking about connection, we're talking about it in two ways. One is the community aspect, but the other aspect is we're both nature inspired artists and we feel very connected to the earth, the cycles, what's going on in the current times. And so this was a very important value for us as well. And what we've noticed is it seems to be important for the people who are joining Art Hub as well. So by telling you that that's what we do, then you can see whether it's more right for you as well. But it's something that was really important to both of us because we were like, what? Where is it that we connect?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's definitely on the values, isn't it?
Hmm. Hmm.
We
Yeah.
paint in different mediums.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't say we do the same style of artwork, and it's not really about that, is it? It's more
No.
about it's going a level deeper than that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and our third value is authenticity. So
Yeah.
that's about people finding their artist voice. I suppose that's about people being vulnerable in the group as well, isn't it? And being able to have like those sorts of conversations. We also do group coaching in Art Hub, and that's also about authenticity and really tapping into what you want, because quite a lot of us sort of face creative blocks, don't we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's about sort of working through all of that, but in like a gentle way,
Mm.
and in a way that feels right for you. And honouring what you want to do as
And
well
in a
as your role.
mindful way, in as much as if you're aware that creative blocks happen and that that is a normality, it's having that awareness.
Yeah,
It helps you to move through them in, like you
yeah,
say, in a very gentle way.
yeah.
Yeah. So authenticity is something that was probably our prime value for a
Mm,
long time, wasn't it?
yeah,
That was the value that we used to say, we want to bring people into Art Hub and help them create their own art, their unique art that it's to do with them, and not we're here to support them find their own. And that was what it was all about, wasn't it?
yeah.
But the connection and the mindfulness is also, it feels like it's all equally important. Now it feels much more balanced than it used to be.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And all
yeah, and we
sort
went
of
through.
linked together as well. I
Mm,
think all the three values talk about mindfulness, authenticity, and being connected. It's like you can't have one without the other, can you? They're all dependent on each other and they all influence each other.
yeah, yes. So, and we've changed, our activities have slightly changed, but they're quite similar. But we have like art activities every week. So, we look at being inspired and connected to other artists. So how other artists inspire us. We look at materials, but I always feel like with materials that's to do with connection as well, because it's how they interact. Does that
Yeah.
make sense to you? I'm
Yeah.
not sure that
Yeah.
you, yeah, because it's always been very tactile and how it all works together with me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think one of the big things that we've changed in Art Hub is the pace that we're doing things at.
mm,
So previously we'd have a challenge every month, wouldn't we, where we'd challenge people to whether it's like do some book work on a particular subject, and then we'd have different activities around that challenge. But now we've decided to do the same challenge spread over 3 months because what we found is that we were just trying to do too much, weren't we, with
mm.
people?
Yes, and it can become confusing if you're not careful as well. And so we've focused a lot on colour over the summer. It felt quite right, summer
Yeah,
colour.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's meant that I've been able to, in art and practice, go much deeper into not just um, how to mix a palette, how to have a basic palette, but also going into this month. Sorry, July. We did. I know it's August. Hello, August.
I know.
So also we did harmony and contrast in colour, and now this month we're moving into. Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm going to show people how to colour match.
Oh, exciting. That's
Yes,
exciting. Yeah,
yeah. I'm waiting for the aha moments.
yeah, yeah. I think once you can do things like that, it opens up so much more to you, doesn't it? So, like for us, it's about giving people enough of like the techniques to be able to execute art the way they want to, but also like understanding their authentic approach and what they want to do as
Yes, so without too many rules, because we don't
yeah.
because we don't. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
so
you use
just
what you want to use within Art Hub. You don't have to do everything because quite often people feel like I think when they first come into Art Hub, like it's they have to do absolutely everything, but they don't. It's like just pick and choose the things that you're interested in, and share what you're working on. And like that alone, you'll find your art develop a lot quicker because they'll be having support from people around them as
mm,
well.
yeah,
I think we've seen since we started the community, a lot of results in terms of boosting people's confidence, would you say, and like finding their voice and their own way of doing it. And I think that's the important thing is to like for them to have the confidence to go forward the way that they want to.
and changing from yeah, starting to think through the whole process of how they actually process things.
Yeah,
Yeah. we're
yeah.
doing things to do with working in series and stuff as well at the moment, aren't we? So
Yeah, because it's also important, I think, for people to understand that creative process, because that's quite often where we can get stuck, isn't it?
yeah, so actually it helps even if you're a complete beginner. You don't have
Mm,
to be an advanced artist to do what we're doing. It's like,
yeah,
yeah. So I think if you understand there's a little bit of learning involved, but it's done in a very we're just doing this activity this week and that activity that
yeah,
week. So
yeah.
it's not it's like broken down for you really in that way, isn't it? And
Yeah, and I
then
suppose
we
it's,
come sorry,
sorry,
I
go
was
on,
just saying,
Debs.
and then it comes together in the group coaching, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where people then really surprise us with what they say.
Yeah,
I like the group coaching.
yeah, and what comes up. And I think that's another thing that we've strengthened, I think, within Art Hub is listening to specifically what people want and what they need in terms of the group coaching
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah.
Because we'll ask people within those sessions, is there anything that you're struggling with? What do you want to tackle next? Is there something that you don't quite understand?
Mm.
So, the recent one that we did working in collections, that was because one of the members said, I know you've talked about working in collections, but I don't quite understand what that is. So, we unpacked that for them, didn't we? So,
Mm.
they understood it and what the benefits were.
Mm.
Um, so, it's having that connectedness with the members and addressing their needs. And we're lucky because we can be bespoke, can't we? We can,
We
at this
can,
stage,
and
we can,
we have art and chat, and what that does is sometimes we'll just sit and we'll just paint together and have a coffee. And if you're really feeling rubbish, you can just have a coffee. But also if people are a bit stuck and they want to ask a question, I've done the odd demo in there as well
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
like, yeah, people can just say, but how do you use gold leaf or
yeah,
what? How I've been drawing this and it just doesn't look right. Why doesn't it look right? What's wrong with this perspective? And we've done that too. So, it's very much geared towards what you need in there. So
yes,
that's yeah.
yeah, yeah. And we're able to be flexible with that. And as well as the live sessions, obviously within the app, it's a bit like something like Facebook, isn't it? A Facebook group. People can post things on there and ask questions and update us. So the
Mm,
point is that it's accessible for people kind of around the clock, and it might take us a few days to get back to them or think about how to address
yeah.
their question, but
Yeah.
we're able to do that, aren't we, and support people in the group.
Yeah, and there's only a couple of lives that you can either come to or not because they are on replay, but
Yeah.
that's how it works really. And then just every week we just have something going on so that there's an activity going on. We still have the overall challenge, which is like
Yeah, yeah,
because people like to have something that's in the background that they're doing.
yeah, to engage them with. And then I do the artist inspiration every month, which is like a blog around an art movement or an artist. And it's always interesting to do that well for myself because like inevitably I have to do a bit of research into it, and I'm finding out more about artists and art movements and artwork, and
Mm,
also not just looking at past history but then like thinking about how that impacts on us today as artists.
mm.
um
Yeah, and I was quite excited when we thought about artist inspiration because I didn't go to art school and stuff, and people talk to me and think that because you're an artist, you know about all of the art movements and everything, and it's not that simple. So,
no, it's not. And even as someone that's gone to art school as well, there's always so much to learn.
yeah, yeah,
But I try and just do it in a digestible way. So
mm,
we've been doing impressionism, haven't we, over the last couple of months, and
yeah,
decided to kind of split that into three different blogs because there's so much in it to kind of digest and to
mm.
think about. Yeah. So
And that's the other thing as well, actually, that just we are contemporary, really. Although we like, yeah, so. Um, it's just something so we do look sometimes at contemporary artists as well.
Yeah.
We although we will look at traditional techniques and things like that because they're relevant, but we do come from that place. You can probably see by our art in the background we are contemporary artists, so you can't help that comes into it, doesn't it? So it's
Yeah.
not a value, but it is definitely something that is there in our hub.
Yeah.
um so I think that's we can just move on to our exciting announcement and where we're going next.
Yeah, definitely. How
Yeah.
much do we want to share?
Well, I think we can share that it's happening. So, so we've been threatening this for a while, and I've actually got people on my mailing list. And I think you probably have too who are
Mhm.
interested in something called Artist Roadmap.
Mhm.
So we've talked about this for probably not long after we started Roadmap.
That's
Uh,
true. Art
Art
Hub. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Was one of the initial ideas that came up, wasn't it?
it was.
Um, but obviously we've had to cultivate Art Hub and let that run for a while and see how it goes before we felt ready, I think, to kind of step it up a gear into the artist roadmap.
Yes. So Art Hub itself is a community and we have activities. Artist Roadmap is a course. So this is quite exciting. It is. It's a big step. So we're going to have a course that has got 12 modules. So in theory, you could do it over 12 weeks.
Hmm.
And we will, but we're going to give you access to the community for that course for 6 months
Yeah,
with the idea that it might take you a lot longer than 12 weeks to get through
yeah,
each of these steps. And
yeah.
then that allows for you to do it in your own pace. But there's so I'm going to develop the course side of things, which means that you'll get a lot of the art in practice type aspects to it within that. We're going to be doing it around our pillars, aren't we?
Hmm.
So we've
Hmm.
got the creative process, so that you can understand all of that. We're also going to get you to produce your own little series, your own little
Yeah,
portfolio.
your own sort of mini portfolio of artwork that will go alongside it because the purpose of the artist roadmap is for you to find your artistic voice
Mm,
and to dig more into that and to find your authenticity as an artist and to get focus and clarity on
mhm,
where you want your art to go. So
mm.
having that portfolio, that kind of practical portfolio
Of
alongside,
finished work, sort of.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, alongside the exercises and the activities that will help you get there
Mm.
because this isn't a business course. This is about creating art, isn't it? Essentially.
Yes. Yes.
It's about you as an artist, what you're producing, the
Yes.
quality of what you're producing, your voice.
Yes.
Um,
That doesn't mean to say that you need to be a professional artist to do this. This is definitely for
no, not at
amateur
all.
artists too. It's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
reaching art being available to everybody, but your best art, and what I mean by your best art is the best art for you.
yeah.
That's definitely what it's about. And so we're excited because I don't think it's very long away now, Artist Roadmap. So
It's
I've been
not,
working
and
on
I feel like it's quite unique as well because there's two of us. We've got you doing the course content,
right, and
the
Ruth.
exercises, and
This is
then
really exciting, the next bit.
yeah, I'm just got
Getting
goosebumps
tingles.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So,
had the tingles,
yeah.
which
So,
is
Ruth, what are
yeah.
you doing?
I'm doing the coaching, so I'll be doing one-to-one coaching with people on the program. So the idea of that is that it'll bring you on much quicker because we'll have a focus, we'll have accountability around your actions, and you'll have a personal space with me to talk through any challenges that you've got, anything that you're particularly excited about, because I think it's so important when you're developing your artwork to have that dialogue with somebody that you
Mm,
can talk about your artwork with. You can be vulnerable. You feel supported, don't you, when you've got somebody by your side as well to help you.
Mm,
And having a bit of objectivity as well really helps. There'll be things that, I mean, I'm going through coaching at the moment, and there's always things that crop up where you think, oh, I never thought of it in that way. So having
mm.
somebody to bounce ideas off as well. So I'm super excited about the coaching side of things.
Yes, I'm really excited about the coaching to see the development. But we're leaning to our own strengths, and I like doing things on video, and I will be doing the course side, and then the both of us will come in and we will have Q&A sessions, so that if you're stuck on anything that's within the course, it's not specifically to do with, well, I mean, you can talk about your art, but it's not something that you're wanting to talk one to one with Ruth about. You can talk about it in the group side of things as well. So
Yeah,
we're definitely going to be doing that. And you'll have access to Art Hub as part of it, which means that you'll also have access to what's going on in there. So the group coaching in there, the art and chat. They're just sitting and having a coffee if you need
yeah,
to.
yeah. It's been in that nice space, isn't it? I think like a warm and welcoming space with other like-minded people, connect with other artists. Because I mean, going back to when we first met, Debs, I think that really changed a lot for me as well. Just being connected to other artists, seeing what they were doing, talking with them, because we are different beings, aren't we? And it's nice to be around other artists to
It is. Yeah.
chat
Yeah,
about
because
all that
we
stuff.
talk about things that other people don't notice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So that being said, if you're interested in Artist Roadmap, we'll put links to our mailing lists, and we'll open up the wait list, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I
Because
think
we've
you,
already got a little wait list, but it's
yeah,
like we'll open wait list proper.
yeah, we've not really proactively pushed it yet, have we? To be honest, it's just been sat on our websites because we knew we wanted to do it, but we weren't sure exactly when. And I suppose the other important thing to mention is because it's the launch of the course, it's the first iteration of it. We're doing it at a special price, aren't we?
Mm.
Because it's new for us, and it's a bit like when we started Art Hub, we opened it up to testers, didn't we? To test to see how it worked. People fed back to us. So we'll be doing it at discounted price just the first time
Mhm.
for people. So it's a great time to join.
It is a
Whilst you can
really
get
good
it at an
time. Yeah.
absolute bargain. If you think about what you're getting as part of it, you're getting a program, you'll have a portfolio at the end, you're getting coaching, and you're getting Art Hub on top of it. So
Yes. And I think we're going to give it half price. I'm not going to
half
say what the price
price.
is at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Initially, it's
So
going to
we're
be
going
half
to give
price.
this at half price. And as well as that, you'll be there at the beginning, which means that you'll help to shape it.
Hmm.
And that's quite exciting too. So if you think things aren't working, we would love you. I mean, we'd love feedback from that. So that is good. That's really good.
Yes,
So it will
yeah,
help. So I will be developing the course, but I will be updating. So I'll have done quite a bit, but I will be updating it as we go as well.
yeah.
So do that. So it is exciting, really exciting. Yeah, very. Um, we can say that it's going to be sometime in September.
Yes, it's going to be a September launch. So by next month we'll be live, won't we? So people will be able to join us. So don't hesitate in terms of signing up to the list because it's going
Yes.
to go quite quick, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you sign up to the list, all that's going to happen with that is that you're going to be informed. You're going to be
Yeah,
kept informed of what's going on. So yeah, do sign up to the list to find out what we're up to.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yes, very exciting. And I think on that note, is there anything else to add?
Don't think so. I think that's us.
Yeah. So bye for now, I
See you
think.
soon. Bye.
Bye.